Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the CFO at Re-flow, and my job, quite simply, is to find value, not just to count it, but to create it. Today, we're talking about a concept we call data to dividends. I'm going to show you how a seemingly boring spreadsheet could become a strategic weapon, and how one company saved a staggering 68 million on a single project, all because they got their data right. I started as a chartered accountant and spent 2 decades in finance. But the last 10 years, they've been spent in the exciting and messy world of scaling growth businesses. A CFO in a growth business isn't just a cost center. We are the chief value architects. We don't just approve spending, we figure out where every pound can generate 10 more. I'm always on the hunt for opportunities to create value, and my blueprint always starts with one thing: the data. At Re-flow, I'm fortunate that the product we ship enables businesses to do the very same thing, unlocking value through better workflows, better data, and better insights. There are so many upsides to being data-led, from data-led safety to dramatically reduced time and cost on otherwise manual tasks. You all know this, but let me give you a real example from the room. Let's talk about Amy. As many of you know, Amy is one of the UK's leading highway service providers, responsible for over 30,000 kilometres of our roads. Amy's strategic direction, specifically in their highways business, serves as a prominent showcase of an integrated, data-led and sustainable strategy in action. One of their key differentiators is their data science and analytics division, which exists purely to leverage data to drive efficiency. Prime example is a data-led solution for optimizing working windows on a strategic roads project. This solution saved National Highways a staggering £68 million. That's £68 million on a single project. How? By leveraging granular data from the field. They didn't just buy a dashboard, they used real-time information to perfectly time and sequence tasks for their operatives. That efficiency wasn't found in the boardroom. It was extracted from the hands and devices of their teams. Another Amy example, this time up in Cumbria, saw them pioneer what they describe as the UK's first carbon-neutral road improvement project. This scheme cut carbon emissions by 43% using low-carbon materials and optimising logistics and construction methods. It also saved £3 million. Sustainability and cost savings going hand in hand, demonstrating not just the environmental case, but the undeniable business one too. What these examples from Amy truly showcase is the power of integrated value. It's no longer enough to only track financial metrics. The greatest value is unlocked when you link operational data, like how long an operative is working on site, directly to financial outcomes, and crucially to non-financial outcomes like safety performance and carbon reduction. For those of us in management positions, this integrated view allows us to move beyond simple cost cutting. It turns safety investment into a productivity driver. It turns sustainability efforts into a cost-saving differentiator. It transforms compliance into a competitive advantage. This is the gold standard of data utilization. Okay, so the business case is clear. Data unlocks millions. But here's the tough part, the how. Why do so many ambitious data initiatives stall? Why do the systems or the software often get blamed? My personal experience, the single biggest reason is culture. You can have the best technology in the world, but if your default is anecdotal decision-making and gut feel, your data initiative is dead on arrival. We all know those meetings where decisions are made on the loudest voice or on gut feel and not the clearest data. To become truly data-led, you have to challenge this. You have to challenge incumbent behaviors. Make no mistake, transforming a business is a cultural change. And that must start with leadership fostering an environment that encourages people to challenge the status quo. Those who are challenged need to be able to think, you know what, that's a great point. Or better yet, I disagree, and here's the data to support that. To sustain this cultural shift, you need to arm your teams with a critical skill, data literacy. This doesn't mean everyone needs to be a data scientist. It means every team member, from the crew on the road to the executive in the office, must be able to understand, question, and ultimately trust the information they are given. It's a leader's job to build that muscle, but more importantly, you need to give them training. It means giving people the tools to access and explore the data relevant to their job and not just waiting for a report to land in their inbox. When data access is democratized and people are empowered to challenge the norm with evidence, you move from a reactive hierarchy to an agile, data-powered organization. Only when that cultural foundation is solid can you move on to the next critical step, fixing the data itself. Once you get past the cultural hurdle, you're into the nitty-gritty of your data. Where is it? Is it complete? Are we capturing what we actually need? I once picked up a project where I was asked to simply work with an analyst to create dashboards. But when I looked at the underlying data, I instantly knew it would be a waste of time. We had to stop and ask, are we collecting the right data? Or just more data? This led to several weeks of work to review our workflows, understand what data we actually needed and why, and then build the processes and infrastructure to deliver that data. Only then will we be ready for the dashboards. Never build a dashboard until you're 100% confident in the data feeding it. Otherwise, you are just visualizing chaos. We recently had a very simple example at Re-flow. We worked with a client and found they were requesting an awful lot more data from their teams than they actually needed. Once they removed that unnecessary data request, they ended up saving over an hour of admin time every single day for that team. Simplicity and focus also pay dividends. Being truly data-led is a key pillar to a high-performance culture. It's about empowering your teams to not only collect data, but to trust it, to challenge it, and to use it to drive every single decision. The path to £68 million worth of savings isn't just about software. It's about a two-part transformation. If you can successfully integrate this cultural discipline with the right workflow technology, the very kind of technology that Re-flow provides, then the value, the dividends, the 68 million savings, those are no longer hopes. They are simply the inevitable output. My question to all of you listening today is this. What role will you make in making your organization data-led? Will you champion the hands-on role, getting into the processes, demanding clean data, directly unlocking the value hidden in your workflows? Or will you own the cultural role, encouraging and supporting those who challenge the status quo with evidence and making it your personal policy to ensure no meeting passes you by without you asking, where is the data to validate that assertion? It takes both roles to convert data into dividends. Choose your role. Thank you.